Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So our theme for this week, we are exploring books that have twins as our main characters. That's right, twins as main characters. And believe it or not, there are way more books out there than what you think, because I feel like we don't really think about it sometimes. But we are taking a special focus on it because we're looking at twins. They appear in all different types of books. We have realistic books this week. We have some fantasy. We have a little bit of some science fiction-esque books. So there's a little bit of some different stuff. But again, we do have our fair share of realistic mixed in here. So we have 6 books that we're going to explore. So let's get started. Our first one for this week is How Moon Fuentes Fell in Love with the Universe. So 17-year-old twin sisters, Moon and Sarah, they cannot be any more different. They're in 2 completely different paths, but they do share one thing in common. They have this ultra-controlling mother, but she chooses to control them in different ways, because here's what the biggest difference is. You have Moon, who is a size 16, and she just loves her body, and she just really wants to go to art school at Tulane. And then you have Sarah, and Sarah is this social media star and influencer who is this religious beauty model, and all she really kind of focuses on, like, her brand is all about purity and being pure, and she is so popular and has so many followers that she ends up getting invited for this summer social media tour that's going to go across the country. And before Moon knows it, Moon is forced to kind of go on this tour with her, because Moon is Sarah's designated photographer. All the pictures Sarah takes, it's not Sarah taking them necessarily, it's Moon taking them for her. So Moon finds herself on this tour that she wants nothing to do with. The only saving grace she can think on is the fact that hopefully she's going to earn enough money by working this tour during the summer that'll pay for her first year at Tulane to be in their art program. Tour starts off a little rough though, especially for Moon, because not only she's find herself that she's going to be with her sister Sarah the whole time, she's also going to be working the merch table. She's going to be the merch girl. And not only is she going to be working the merch table, she's going to be working with this guy named Santiago, who is super annoying. He doesn't like her. She doesn't like him. She wants nothing to do with him, especially since she finds out they're going to be stuck on a bus together the whole time too. So it just keeps going like worse and worse and worse. But as the summer goes on, Moon starts to become her own person, away from her mom, away from her sister, and she starts realizing who she is as an individual, and what she learns about herself is something that she will never forget. If you love a good self-discovery book, if you like one that has some romance mixed in, because give you a heads up, Santiago and her kind of first get over their initial annoyance of each other. This is a must read. This is an amazing author. Raquel Bechtel Gilliland is amazing. This is How Moon Fuentes Fell in Love with the Universe. Girl Made of Stars. So Owen and Mara, twins, have been best friends, basically inseparable, since they've been born. And things, though, as they get older, kind of start to change between them, especially since Mara has this secret that she can't tell anyone, including Owen. And it ends up even costing her her relationship with her girlfriend, Charlie, and they've now broken up. While dealing with the ending of this really intense relationship, Mara's world falls even more apart when she learns that her brother has been accused of date rape of his girlfriend, Hannah. And as Hannah starts to talk and the details start to emerge, Mara kind of starts to believe Hannah more than she believes her brother Owen, which is something that she's never really been on the other side from Owen before. It's never been her against basically her family. While she starts to go through this incredible ordeal with her brother, she starts to have to confront her own dark secrets and the feelings that brings to the forefront, and then revealing parts of herself she never thought she would have to. Now, this Me Too story is one that does not shy away from tough topics. It's really intense, gritty conversations and descriptions, but there are also topics that need to be shared and discussed, because unfortunately, these are things that do happen in our world and society. Now, if you want to read a gripping, realistic read that's gritty, again, it doesn't shy away from the tough topics, so trigger warning. It will have you guessing every step of the way, because you as the reader will be with Mara as well, trying to figure out what actually really happened and where is the truth in all of this. This is Girl Made of Stars. Atlantia. So this is set in the future. This is the time where you can either live what's called above or below. And below is the underwater city of Atlantia. Now, twin sisters Rio and Bae, they are currently living in Atlantia, but Bae has always dreamed of leaving the below and going to live in the above. She wants to do this, but her sister has never wanted her to do this, nor has she had any desire to leave Atlantia. When their mother dies unexpectedly, leaving them both orphaned, Rio promises Bae that she's going to give up this dream of going above and she's going to stay with her sister. In a shocking moment, though, Bae changes her mind. She makes her choice that she's going to leave the below to go to the above, and Rio is left behind for the first time in her life to fend for herself. And she also has this secret she can't let anyone know, because if she lets people know this secret about her, it's going to change everything. And it's going to change her life in a way that she doesn't want it to be changed. Now, the two sisters soon find themselves in different places, and they're on varying paths, and soon they find themselves wishing that maybe they have not made the choices that they did make, and they don't know how to unchange it, how to unring that bell. Now, this adventure fantasy will have you guessing, because what I like about this one is that it's a point of view one. You'll get both Rio and Bae's points of view. So if you like that type of story, you'll enjoy this one. This is Atlantia. The Great Big One. So Griff and his twin brother Leo, they live in Clade City, which is this coastal town on the coast of Oregon, and it's filled with doomsdayers and preppers, because about 40 years ago, at the beginning of this story, there's a tsunami that comes into the town and it takes out the town. So people decide they're going to be prepared for when the next tsunami comes, and they are the ones that are going to survive when no one else is going to be able to survive. Griff really doesn't fit in this lifestyle, though. And all he wants to do is play piano, and he just wants to leave this town and leave this lifestyle behind. Before he knows it, though, Leo, who again is his twin, but they have this very tenuous relationship. It's not filled with brotherly love and affection. Leo's best friend Thomas, and then throw in Griff's crush Charity. They all play instruments, they all play piano, so they decide, hey, why don't we form a band? And Griff can't help but wonder, what is Leo's ulterior motive on this? Because he knows Griff's crushing on Charity, and it has not stopped Leo in the past from going after the girl that Griff likes. So Griff is already super wary of what the reason is for this all of a sudden let's form a band type deal. So they form this band, then they start listening to the radio, and they're surfing through these AM radio stations, like channels that no one ever really listens to, and they discover this unknown band that's playing this mysterious music on this station, and they kind of get sucked into this. And they decide they need to know who this band is and where they are. So they set off on this mission, this scavenger hunt, mystery search, to go find this band. But what they find instead will change everything, and Griff and Leo may not be able to come back to their brotherly twinship ever again. If you like a mystery with some realistic but also some dystopian elements, this one has a little bit of everything, especially if you like a good musical theme. This all ties into that. This is the Great Big One. Berserk. So this one's a little bit different, because our twins in here aren't necessarily the good people, and you'll understand why here in a second. This futuristic novel is all about mind control and gene splicing, nanotechnology type stuff. So there's the Armstrong twins. Now they are conjoined twins, and they are the heads of this group called the Armstrong Fancy Gifts Corporation. And the goal of this corporation is to develop technology which will connect humanity all together, almost like a mind-reading type deal, okay? Now, not everyone wants this type of technology put in place. And there's this group that goes by BZRK, or Berserk, and it's a secret group of hackers, and it's their goal to take down this corporation, to stop this movement. Now, 16-year-old Sadie and Noah, they find themselves sucked into the Berserk group, each for different and unique reasons, which you find out as you read through their stories. And it's going to be up to them with the other members of this group to save humanity from this nanotechnology. Now, it is the first in a series. There are 4 books. The series is completed, so if you're looking for a series start to finish, it's done. This one is. Now, this one does not shy away from violence, though, and some pretty heavy moral questions and scenarios. If you like a science fiction novel that's heavy on the technology focus, on the hacker focus, but also has some nonstop action, this one needs to be on your reading pile. This is Berserk. And our last one is I'll Give You the Sun. So Jude and Noah are fraternal twins. They're growing artists and they're inseparable until they find themselves competing for everything. From their parents' attention to a spot at a prestigious art school to even the same boys. Now, they both have the ability to not only help each other, but also because they know each other so well, they know their buttons, they also know how to tear each other apart. And before they know it, the gap that's between them that starts up about this big keeps growing and growing and growing. Especially as the family is going through some pretty heavy trials and hardships. Now, this is told through both points of view, but it's kind of unique how it's told. You have Noah's point of view, but it's when he and Jude are at 13. And then you also get Jude's point of view, but it's also when she and Noah are at 16. And the whole story comes together in the end in this magical way, and you end up cheering for these siblings to be successful, but not only as individuals, but as with each other. And you have these 2 lives that have taken completely different directions after tragedy has occurred, but they come back together once again. This is I'll Give You the Sun. So these are 6 of the books we have here at the library that feature twins as our main characters. So I encourage you to come out. Read one of these, even if you're not a twin. If you are a twin, you can totally relate to a lot of what goes on in these books, but if you're not, maybe I'll give you some insight into I give you a friend who's a twin. You never know. So I encourage you to come out and check out one of these, or we can help you find whatever amazing book you're looking to read. I hope you tune back next week. We have a whole new Teen Book Spotlight, and I hope you have an amazing week.